Let us start by saying we just announced two brand new products, and they're our next generation. Our CAM520 Pro2, our VC520 Pro2. Got some really cool things about them that we want to talk in detail. Let's start off, if I can get my slide to move, there we go. CAM520 Pro2, right? So look, I've been with AVer now for 5 years. And when I came to AVer, the CAM520 was our go-to camera. It was our go-to camera because it gave the best optics of any medium to large conference room camera for USB in the market space. Just the best. Top. Looked like it came from 1980 with the silver design to it, but without a doubt, the quality was second to none. We are continuing to build off that. We're continuing to grow off that. We launched our CAM520 Pro almost 2 years ago to great fanfare. People loved it. When we launched it, we actually launched two versions of it. We launched a Pro version and an advanced version. And you're going to see we've made some changes to that. So one is, as you all know, these are all fully compatible with all the different cloud-based providers out there today. Zoom, Microsoft, Google Meet, RingCentral, BlueJeans, Skype, Fuse. We'll work with all of them. We're working through the certifications because we just launched. It's going to take a couple of months for these to be fully certified through our go-to cloud providers like Zoom, Microsoft, RingCentral, and so on and so forth. But be prepared. Those announcements will be coming in the next couple of months. So let's start off with what's the difference. Charlie, why did you launch a CAM520 Pro2? Well, first off, we knew we needed to make some changes in our chipset, right? We knew we needed to prepare for the future. We know that there's a lot of new AI technology that's coming out. We want to build for it. We want to prepare for it. We want to get ready for it. The other part is we listened to you all, right? When I launched the CAM520 Pro, we had the Pro and we had the Advanced. Exact camera. Only difference is Advanced had HDMI and PoE plus, okay? 90% of the people that bought the Advanced version bought it for one reason only, PoE plus.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many customers I talked to that were namely colleges, universities, K through 12, that were going, hey, Charlie, we want your CAM520 Pro. And we were like, hey, great, awesome product. But do you happen to need PoE? They're like, you got a camera with PoE? Yeah, you can run power just over the Ethernet, right? Just a simple Cat6, Cat5 cable, run power over it, you're good to go. You serious? Yeah, serious. Like, we don't need to run power to it. No, just that cable. Done. I want that camera. Our sales of the advanced model went for two. We sold two for every one of our CAM520 Pro. So we knew when we launch our next generation of the CAM520 that we wanted to add PoE plus to it, and that's what we've done, right? The great part about that is not only have we added PoE plus to it, but this is at the lower price point. So we are now back to $999.99 for the CAM520 Pro2. So you can get a sub $1,000 camera with 1080p 60 frames a second, with great overall quality, and with PoE plus on it for under $1,000. So for those out there that might be wondering, what's the big deal about PoE plus? So PoE plus makes the installation so much easier. And here's what I was hearing from people. This is why we focused on this a lot. For a typical installation today, especially in the educational sector, they'll take that camera, they'll spin it upside down, they'll put it in the back of the ceiling. Great, it's in the back of the room. Okay, real easy to run USB to it, but how do I get power to it? I typically have to have an electrician come in and now run power to my camera. With PoE plus, I get rid of all that. I don't need to pay for an electrician to come into every single room we're outfitting and run power to the camera. I can simply use Cat5. Carl, it's Cat5, right? I want to make sure I got that right.
Cat6 is actually recommended.
Cat6.
But yeah, using PoE actually, and just to clarify, it's PoE plus. The extra wattage is definitely needed for the camera.
So, and that's what you're getting out of this, right? You're getting the ability to run power through one simple cable and make the installation go that much simpler. So I have a graph here just to show everybody, right? So once again, CAM520 Pro, CAM520 Pro2. Optics, the exact same, 12x optical zoom, 18x digital zoom. Resolution 1080p. Okay, we're going to confuse some people. Charlie, your field of view went from 82 degrees to 84.5 degrees. What's up with that? Okay, the camera lens did not change at all. AVer, when we were doing the original CAM520 and CAM520 Pro, we did field of view based on what we felt field of view was. We learned that the rest of the world and the rest of the industry does field of view on a little bit different scale. So it's the same lens. If I put the CAM520 Pro and the CAM520 Pro2 next to each other and look at a room, they're going to look the exact same. The only difference is truly where everybody else measures our field of view, it's 84.5 degrees, right? So CAM520 Pro, it was actually 84.5 degrees as well. So no changes to the lens, just looks a little bit different on paper. Both of them, 1080p, 60 frames a second. Video formats are there. Pan, this can go left, right, almost full 380 degrees. It goes 360 degrees. Tilt 120 degrees, presets. Far side control, yes, you have that. We have increased, and we've done this mainly because of the chipset, is we have improved the smart framing functionality, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as you can see, everything else is the exact same except for PoE Plus. This now has PoE Plus. Makes life simpler, easier for the installation, without a doubt, was the one question that everybody was asking us about. So how does this fit into the marketplace today? Well, it's still going to be the premium camera for the medium to large conference room, right? We have the 1080p, full 1080p, 60 frames a second, that not only can go over USB 3.0, but we can also stream this out, right? So it gives you that ability to do different formats if you need to, or actually run the actual video different way if you like. You don't have to do it over USB. You can actually do an IP video connection to it as well. The great part about it is you still got the 12x optical zoom, 18x digital zoom, 84.5 degree field of view. And for all those conference rooms out there, and I'm seeing it more and more, people love the fact that this camera can be flipped upside down, mounted in the ceiling, and pick up the entire room, right? That 12x optical zoom, unless you're in an auditorium, folks, you're never going to really need a camera that has more than 12x optical zoom, right? That takes care of all of medium and large conference rooms to make it simple and easy for people to use. So it gives you that flexibility and gives you that ease of use. The camera as well, when it points, it can not only point straight or down, it can actually go all the way straight up, right? So you can actually tilt it 90 degrees up and negative 30 degrees down. So it gives you that full range of motions as well. Sorry, there we go. The other part that I'll tell you is auto framing has come a long way for us, right? We also have it now where you can do auto framing with facial profiles, even if they're wearing masks. So our camera technology will pick up the room, auto frame it, set it for up to 7 to 10 meters away, right? So it gives you that ability to put this in a conference room and not have to worry about the remote control anymore. You can just throw the remote control away, right? Literally, you're going to walk in, set up auto framing, and now as people walk in the room, it's going to pick them up, it's going to notice that they're there, and it's going to zoom in and out based on the amount of people. Carl, I think you said it has something like a 99% accuracy rate.
It does have a 99% accuracy rate up to 10 meters away. So vast improvement on the way that it handles people in conference rooms. Like I said, especially with the mask on. So not only does it facial detection, but body detection. So you could actually frame people up if they're in a sideways profile or their back is turned. Way better user experience.
And it's come a long way, and it's only going to continue to grow, right? And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure that we could really future-proof this camera out for the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. So that's why we increased the chipset on it as well. Sorry, folks. There we go. And then, you know, I don't know. I feel like I say this a lot, but it's because it's what I hear from our customers. The quality of our lens is still second to none, right? The quality that we bring in our cameras is what we're known for. When I first came to AVer, and I just did a simple kind of survey of people that I knew out there, I asked them, hey, what do you like about AVer? What don't you like about AVer? Everybody talked about our overall quality. Everybody talked that we had the best quality camera and lens on the marketplace, and we still do. It's something that we hold near and dear to our hearts. We want to make sure when you put our camera in your conference room, it makes sure that it gives you the best image possible, bar none, right? So you're going to continue to see that on the CAM520 Pro2. We make sure your quality and your image looks better than ever before. Carl, you want to talk about what WDR is for a second so they have a good understanding of it?
The wide dynamic range. Yeah, so I mean, usually in scenarios where you have the sun kind of coming down behind you with the curtains open, windows there, you would look like on the lower left corner of that presentation where you can see a black silhouette of yourself. If you turn on WDR, it will actually handle the contrast a lot better. And you would get that, if you turned it on, you would get that image like you would see in the center of the presentation. Other brands try to do it. They do it digitally through algorithms, and it kind of just looks more whitewashed out with your face, so you can't be able to see details. Our WDR kind of looks a lot smoother and better based upon the chipset that we're using for it. So handy feature to have, especially if you have weird contrast in your scenario.
And one thing that I want to do, we got a couple quick questions that I just want to pull up real quick. So one person asked, Microsoft Teams certified. Just so you know, we're looking about April, May timeframe. We're going through the certification process with Microsoft Teams, with Zoom, with RingCentral, with all of our partners out there. So realistically, between April and June, you should see all the certifications come out. Another question we got, Carl, and this is one that's great for you. How does the auto framing handle large conference rooms? Table is only 8 feet wide, but 30 feet long. And I think we said 7 to 10 meters, we are about 99% accuracy. Is that about right?
Yep. Yep. So it'll handle that wonderfully. That use case scenario for long conference rooms, large conference rooms, is why we made those adjustments, and to be able to handle it. Honestly, it'll be very comparable to solutions that are out there for like $7,000,
Yep.
$8,000. So.
And once again, it was kind of a funny note that I got from one of my marketing folks. We talk a lot in meters, and I know in the US we don't use meters a whole lot. So realistically, you're looking at feet, it's about 21 feet to 33 feet. Am I right about that? About what a meter is about 3.3 feet or something like that?
Sure. But yeah, roughly around there.
Okay, good. Hey,
Yep.
Here's another question for you. Why does WDR need to be turned on? Is there a problem with it being on automatically or always on?
If you notice it always on, you would get kind of not a true colored picture for for people's skin tones, colors and clothes, things of that nature. So is it automatically on right now? No, it would have to be turned on manually, just to be fully transparent.
And then there's another question. Is the auto framing dynamic or single press to frame?
Yes, to both. You could actually have it to be manual, or you could have it set to be automatic. And then we're also, listening to people and setting it up in ways in which you could specify presets. So if somebody goes into a preset area, it'll kind of frame up to whatever preset you want to have. But that's a little bit later on with the firmware update.
Yep. So great questions. Want to make sure we got you guys the answers, right, to give you some updates on there. So continuing touching on. So obviously we talked about the conference room pain points. How about solving the IT problems, right? How about helping them with the actual overall feature set? So we talked about installation with PoE Plus, but let's show here so you have an idea, right? So for our PoE Plus, literally you're looking at a PoE Plus injector that plugs into it, and then it will plug directly into our camera. So Carl, do you want to explain how it works a little bit? So
yeah, and this is if you do not have a PoE Plus enabled switch. So if you don't have that enabled within your closet, and you need to run and if you want to run a single cable for the camera to work, using something like a PoE injector, which costs about $6 or $8, depending upon what kind of where you get it at, you would be able to go from the data line into the injector, from the injector into the CAM520 Pro2. That will allow you to get up to 100 meters away, like 320 feet. So I know Charlie was doing the math in his head right now, but the PoE Plus really does help out with installation. Like Charlie mentioned earlier, you wouldn't have to pay an electrician to run power and probably increase your install by another $1,000. So helps out in that scenario.
And also we did have, actually we got another question about that. Does PoE injector come in the camera?
No.
So, and also I did have one question about shipping dates. When is this going to be shipping? We actually have stock at the end of this week. So if you need units to test out, to try, if you want to put them in your offices, or if you got customers looking to buy, pricing is now available. Reach out to your AVer sales rep. Let them know that you have questions about it. They will get you pricing. We're working to set up all of our distribution partners with it as well. So product is available and ready to ship. One other question. Hey, I got an email. I need 30. Awesome. Message me afterwards. Happy to help you. We'll get you pricing, get you all set up on it. We did get one. What IP protocols do you guys support out of camera? NDI, SRT, ONVIF?
So it would be RTSP, RTMP. So streaming protocols, namely to come off of it. And yeah, actually that kind of falls into line with the next slide.
Oh, cool. Well, hey, look at so. Let me go to the next slide. There you go. Thank you for helping us walk into it.
Yeah. So we are coming up with some great NDI type technology to set up a virtual USB type scenario. So let's just say in this room example, if you wanted to set up a secondary camera to be a whiteboarding camera and have it established, but you only, it's in a weird spot to get to the point of view for the whiteboard. You only want to run one Ethernet cable to it for power and for data. You would be able to do that. Using our PTZ app, we have a virtual USB protocol, which honestly, it's using a streaming protocol for it. But if you enable the high bandwidth capabilities of it, latency is really low. And essentially, once you establish this and enabled it, you would be able to select from the USB options of whatever provider that you're using, and it'll just come up and say AVer USB, virtual USB. So you could go ahead and select the next option there. And essentially, it's just you would download our PTZ app 2, you would enable virtual stream. It's a big button right when you log into it. It would say, find the camera on the network that has a discovery protocol built within it. You just select start. And once you start it, it kicks off running in the background. When you go to the application, on this one, it's Zoom, for example, it would say AVer USB VCAM. Once you select it, you would be able to start seeing the stream from the camera itself over the Ethernet connection.
Okay. Hey, Carl, 2 questions for you. One person asked, Mac and PC available?
Yes.
And I guess they're taking for PTZ app, right? I know also all of our cameras, just both work on Mac and PC. Yeah. As far as the PTZ 2 app, just so everybody knows, that's actually going to be coming. We're going to have a webinar probably next month to go over the PTZ 2 app so you guys can get more information on that. Another question, H.265. Do we support that?
No, H.264 high profile right now.
Great. So the next part, remote camera management. Carl, you want to talk about that? I mean, I know you talked about PTZ for a little bit, but you want to go into a little bit more detail?
Yeah, one of the big things that we're kind of doing around here is enable enterprises to lower their administrative overhead. And with that, we are coming out, or we have come out with something called Easy Manager. It's an on-premise software that you could load up and essentially crawl out to your network and manage all of our cameras that have IP connectivity on it, and or that have the PTZ app with the IP client on it. And so that way you would be able to not only manage the endpoints from a control standpoint, so to be able to remotely set presets, recall presets, but also do remote management in the sense of firmware updates and overall health of the cameras connected to the network.
Yeah, and once again, we'll definitely be going into more details about the PTZ Pro2 app here in the next month to give you guys an update on it. And then once again, this a little bit more. Ooh, you know what I just noticed? There's an interesting image on that picture about something that might be coming out in the very near future.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You missed that.
That looks cool.
That looks really cool. I don't know. We'll find out more about that maybe. Carl, you want to talk about group device management as well? I know it's more about the PTZ2 app. So
yeah, and well, it was like what I mentioned before with the Easy Manager. We came out with the Easy Manager 1 and that's been on our website now. We are making an announcement, and I think we're going to make an official announcement on the US side for the Easy Manager 2, in which we're going to continually develop towards it. So with that in mind, there is more and more group management, group management options, but mainly we are trying to lower that IT administrative overhead. That's our goal.
Great. So so I know we answered a bunch of questions. So once again, keep them coming. If you have any questions, we're either going to answer them live or we'll message you directly. So feel free to ask any more questions that you have. We're here to answer them for you. The next product that we're announcing is our VC520 Pro2. And once again, the CAM520 Pro has been our go-to product for the longest time. The VC520 Pro has been out there for those in what I see today as a small and medium companies that are looking for an extremely strong, cost-effective solution for both video and audio. Hey, I want the best video quality possible, and I want really good audio. The VC520 Pro2 falls within that category. We have great audio quality, almost the exact same camera as the 520 Pro2 with our speakerphone bundles. The great part about it is that it's at a great price point. Right now, MSRP on this, off the top of my head, is going to be $1399.99. So a very strong price point. You're looking at a few $100s for the speakerphone. This camera gives you all the same feature set as a as a CAM520 Pro2, except it does not have PoE Plus on it. So let me restate this. VC520 Pro2 does not have PoE Plus on it. The reason why is that we could not power the speakerphones simply with PoE Plus, right? So it requires more power than that. So you do require an actual power supply for this camera. Besides that, very similar to the VC520 Pro. If you look at the overall specs, 12x optical, 18x digital, 1080p. Once again, folks, yes, the field of view looks different on paper. It's the exact same thing, though. Once again, something we continue to learn about. Expansion of the speakerphones. So you can actually have up to 3 speakerphones set up to one system, or you can have 4 microphones set up on it. And yes, the smart framing has continued to improve and has continued to get better. I see a couple questions already. Let me see here.
Yep.
Do you have a small conference room solution 10x? Ooh, there was a really interesting picture a little bit ago. That might be that answer in the very near future. So be looking for that. Also, adding PoE Plus to CAM540. I will tell you this, folks. PoE Plus has been something we've been told everybody loves and wants. So you will continue to see it on more of our products. One of the questions we just got is, you use NDI HX protocols. Not in our USB cameras today, but we do have that in some of our higher end tracking and Pro AV cameras. Okay. So where does the VC520 Pro work? I'm going to tell you, this is going to be the exact same thing as a CAM520 Pro2, right? You have all the exact same feature sets and functionalities, the quality of the camera, what you're able to do with it, how you're able to set it up, the fact that you get 99% efficiency rate at up to 33 feet away, right? It really gives you the best of breed camera that's on the market today. Here's where it's a little different. You have the ability to add speakerphones or microphone expansion to this as well. So the great part about this is, and what I love about our daisy chain speakerphones, and I've seen this a lot in the K through 12, where they're looking for that overall cost solution. How can I make this simple? How can I make it easy? How can I make it cost affordable? The speakerphones are so light, people are mounting them in the ceiling. As long as it's under 10 feet, right? And as long as the ceiling is not more than 10 feet high, those speakerphones will fit up there just fine, and they'll pick up the room without any issue. Very simple, very easy to do. The other part, that cable that we're running is Cat6 shielded cabling, right? So it can be run through your tiles, through your conduit, very simply, very easy, and you're not going to run into any
degradation or any issues.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it gives you that ability to not only add more microphone coverage to a room, but more audio output coverage to the room. So it gives you that ability to get more audio and more speaker out as well. So why AVer? Folks, you're going to see this on every one of our webinars that we do. So just be aware for it. It's the things that I tell everybody about all the time. you're going to continue to see we have the highest quality products on the marketplace today, bar none. And we know the quality that we want to provide. We are all about giving you the best overall solution for the best price point. We've been doing this for years now. Our cameras are second to none. On top of that, we don't tell you believe what we say. We want to show it to you. So we do have a full try and buy program. Your customers or yourself can try the product out for 30 days. Zero risk, no cost to you. If you like the product, great, you keep it and you buy it. You don't like the product, hey, there's a call tag in the box, you ship it back to us, no questions asked. We know when you get this camera in your hands, you start testing it out, you start trying it, you're gonna see it's the best camera in the marketplace. That's why we do this. That's why we have our try and buy program. The chairman has been asking me for years to continue to grow it and build it and promote it more and more because it has been so successful for us. Also, let everybody know we have I think the only full three-year warranty on the marketplace today at no additional cost. First year, you actually get advanced replacement, right? So first year, any problems with our system, we'll actually send you out at a replacement unit before you send us back yours, right? We have a staff that's willing to train you and your team, get you up to speed on the products, how they work, how you can deploy them, and how you can install them, as well as a full online resources. Our advanced replacement, once again, our warranty is second to none, right? We will ship out our replacement to you within 72 hours, and you call us up and find out that it's broken and we can't repair it over the phone for you. So we want to make sure that you have the best overall experience possible. And then, of course, my marketing team loves this, and I love them for this. They're award-winning technology. And it's not just one page, there's 2 pages of it to prove it for you, right? So you can see, we make sure that we have some of the best cameras quality on the market for our customers to utilize and deploy out to their customer base.
You know, one thing we should add on to that one as well is, you know, we are one of the only few cameras that are actually, you know, Teams and Zoom certified. You know, there's a rare few cameras that actually fall into that category.
And listen, I will say this: Team certified, Zoom certified, Ring Central certified, Google Meet certified, right? We're one of the few that kind of fit in all 4 of those categories, right? So there's not many of us out there like that. So we definitely have products that other people are not. They don't have the ability to meet everybody's certification and requirements, and that's where we definitely set ourselves apart. I did have a question from somebody asking if they could actually get a copy of the presentation, and yes, this presentation will be available on our website later on, and it'll be for each one. This is actually two presentations we put together. It'll actually be broken up on their webpage as well. So I would say I want to thank you all for your time. I hate taking up a lot of people's time. I know we did this in about 30 minutes, which is typically enough time for everybody to go, yeah, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's happening. I would tell you that if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself. Feel free to reach out to Carl. Reach out to our entire sales team. We're always here to answer any questions that you have. If you need to see the product or evaluate it, we are more than happy to do this as well. Oh, Amy just messaged me on marketing side. And yes, we do have a gift card drawing. We select 3 winners afterwards. So we actually have it done randomly. They'll pick 3 winners, they'll notify you, and you will get a $50 Amazon gift card for attending. So we will let those winners know after the call is over today. So we appreciate the time. I want to thank you all for taking the time to be on this call today, to listening to us, to looking at the products that we have. And I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Stay safe, stay warm.
Stay warm.
Yes, stay warm. Really hope you guys. Yeah, oh yeah. We got to have some of our colleagues in Texas right now that we're watching out for. So stay safe, stay warm, stay out of trouble. Hope to talk to you soon. Get ready next month. We're gonna have product launch number 2. So more to come. We'll talk to you all later. Take care. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.